All right, well, we're here in lovely Valencia, California at Big John's Performance, who's going to help us out with some badass mufflers for the Ripper, which is in dire need since we replaced the motor and none of the stuff lines up anymore. We have one of our featured and favorite guests here, Cam from Flowmaster, who's going to take us through some of the products that we have an option to use. And we're going to show the big mess under the car right now, how that's going to clean up with hopefully X-pipe and some big 3-inch tubes. So, Cam, introductions. Tell us about what we got going on here.
Well, thanks for bringing your car down. I mean, Flowmaster, not to be an ad situation, but bottom line is...
Plug it, baby, plug it.
Hey, Flowmaster cut its teeth building race car stuff. That was actually, we were the fix for a lot of race cars that couldn't race because they were too loud, and you know the neighbors were annoyed by it. So we built stuff that was a sound solution. We still do that today. Case in point, we'll make your Mustang less annoying by putting a system on it and making sure that we don't lose any power. We'll make sure that it really runs well. So if you want to do that cruise night deal, you can bring it out for that, and it's ready for the racetrack.
Oh, you got me all wrong. Yeah. I want the loudest mufflers that I can possibly get with the least restrictions. So I think we have some selection, and we'll base our choice of the mufflers on that criterion.
It's a great car, and you know you obviously have a lot of fresh stuff in here. You got a fresh motor, fresh trans, car's ready to go. Situation is, I want to get you a really nice free-flowing exhaust system. We're going to go with 3-inch because we really want it to be ready for the racetrack. You know, anything over 400 horsepower, we go with you know, a 3-inch
I'm making 310 here, so am I?
310. It'll be okay.
So I need to go with the 2.5s, right?
Well, no, actually, you know, at this situation, if you're going to do road race and high RPM, then the larger diameter would be appropriate. So
well, I'm spinning this thing hard, about what, 4,500 at the red line? 4,500, and it's a stock 289.
Perfect.
So it should run. It should run hard.
That's what you're telling the police.
That's what I'm telling everybody that sees it on the web.
That's what he's telling his wife.
That's right.
It's a $2,500 motor.
My wife thinks that the motor is about $3,500, including the cost of the car. So hopefully she won't be watching this segment. But
and your wife is also an insurance agent, I presume.
The car's fully insured, as far as you know. Let's wrap and jump in. We're gonna show some of the products, show what's under the car now, and then let Steve from Big John's kick some ass, because
you're in good hands. Steve knows what he's doing. He's going to build you a really nice system. It'll work with the bottom flooring, and you know we'll take out some of the stuff that's kind of lumpy and bumpy, and we'll make it really smooth, and you're going to like it.
I definitely am going to like it. And we're going to get Big John out here as well, because anybody named Big John you got to meet, because if he's 4'9" and his name's Big John, we got to ask why.
You'll have to have a bigger framing though. However,
he's a tall guy, so he is Big John.
That's
all right. Let's wrap it up. Let's take a look.
There you go.
All right, well, we're under the car illegally because I'm sure it says, there's a sign that says somewhere no unauthorized people in the shop.
Employees only.
Employees only.
Not at Big John's. They let anybody in there.
I'm liking Big John's more and more.
Get us in trouble?
If there was a vending machine with beer in it, we would be great.
So, Sandy, tell us about the hack job that you got going on underneath the car right now.
Part of the problem with the mufflers right now is when we took out the Tremec transmission, it tilted the assembly was tilted down at a few degrees more than it should have been. When we put the Tex Trans T101 back in it, we sucked it back up to the correct angle of the engine. So the mufflers, while connected, are kind of not really connected. They're just some bands on it to get us down here on and off the trailer. So this whole mess now is just, it's wrong. The pipes are hanging at the wrong angles. It's a hack job, whoever did it before, and I do know who did it, but I won't say. The X-pipe's going to go to a little bit more modern style of an X-pipe from Flowmaster.
We have a D port. Which allows the actual flow of air. If you notice here, the flow is actually crossing over, so you're actually kind of interrupting the flow. We have a D port where they actually kind of meld together. You get the same effect. There's like a balance tube effect, but way beyond that, and you don't interrupt the flow. Here it's like a cross. Ours is a D port. They mesh.
Well, we'll see how that goes, because it's, I know, a little different style, and as Steve gets the mufflers going, we'll lay all this up, show the different muffler combinations that we have. The other thing that I've always hated about this is it just scrapes. So Steve's going to do his best to tuck this muffler up on and off the trailer. It's usually the thing that scrapes on the edge.
Right.
And I've heard rumors that he's probably the best welder in Valencia.
He will build a really nice system that'll get tucked up in here. Very good quality, and you know, he knows what he's doing. He's been doing this a long time. And you've got a very unusual, irregular flooring. I mean, these 65 Mustangs were not made for racing. They were made for Iacocca to get it past the board.
The secretary's car.
There you go.
But they haul ass when set up. I'll give it that.
Yes, they do, and it'll be a nice car, and we'll get you some nice free flowing mufflers. and you know, take some of these kooky bends out of here. You know,
Yeah.
everything we've got is mandrel bent, which is really the key. You don't want compression bend. So we're going to hook you up.
This guy did a job that looked like it took him a lot of time, and probably not getting as much appreciation from me as he should have. But we'll do that. You want to take a quick peek at the?
Did you run this over and it just kind of like sucked onto the bottom of the car?
You know, I put a floor jack. Let me just say this: to get it to connect up, I had to put a floor jack under the pipes, and then just put the clamps on it. So it got me on the trailer. And we'll be torching this stuff once we're done.
My motto is, with enough speed, anything fits. So obviously you were going pretty quick. This is a very conventional Flowmaster style muffler. This is our Super 44. Very popular, very free-flowing. It's a great muffler, and also in terms of the case shape, it'll fit up nice underneath the flooring. So this may be the actual muffler that we end up putting up on your vehicle. There are bigger cases, smaller cases, all affect sound and performance in a lot of ways. No matter what, we're going to increase the horsepower over an open pipe, believe it or not.
Right.
People won't buy that.
If I was smart,
really
what I probably would have done is gone to the Flowmaster site, listen to the mufflers, because I know you have every sound of every one on the freaking site. But you know, we don't roll that way. We just try it out and it looks good or not. We're gonna hear what it sounds like once we do. Show us the other one.
Let's take a look at this other one you got.
All right. And this is our newer technology. This is our Hush Power line. This is what we call our Pro Series. Really good for a lot of racing applications, but also in a larger format, we put these on diesels, and they really work well. It's very low restriction. It's a muffler that has a dual cone technology. The best part of this deal is it doesn't get hot on the outside. We've actually made Cobra side pipes where it's this technology. It's got an insulated cool shell technology. Literally, you can be driving your Cobra around and stick your hand on it. As you know, you might have something there. You know,
if you don't have a burn mark on your leg and have a big block Cobra hanging out, you're really not an enthusiast. This one's a round tube, which could be a little problem. And when we get this old crap off, we'll see what the experts say.
Right.
And if we go with this one, it'll be fitment. And my preference is professional. Sounds like I could use a little of that. So I'm buying for the Hush Power.
Not a problem. It's a really good muffler. All of our late model muscle cars, like the Camaros, the Mustangs, and the Challengers, we actually have not only a Flowmaster system, which is fairly conventional, but we have a Hush Power system as well. That, you know, different sound, different feel, and very cool. People love the sound.
Well, you know, CarCast, we're the unconventional car show. And that's our last option.
Okay. Well, we also have, you know, this is our older school. This is a 40 series muffler. Now this is really big. It's really fat, 3-inch. We make these in a variety of different sizes. Different sound, different restriction. 2-chamber muffler. Great muffler. This is a tried and true Flowmaster. When people think of Flowmaster, this is one of the mufflers they think of.
I think this is going to be my second choice. It seems the most. I'm looking for the most dangerous, aggressive sound, and this looks like it's actually going to be that one.
Yeah.
However, I'm really excited to see if we can get the Hush Powers to fit. Roll with those.
Let's try them out.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Mike, master fabricator, not to be confused with a mechanic, because he's more than a mechanic. This is the old exhaust system. We were kind of looking at how much extra work, and some of it's really reasonably good quality, and some of it's kind of like, oops, I made a mistake, I'm going to have to weld some more pipes to it. But it looks like overall that the guy did an okay job, but some places you look at, he just did a lot of extra double work.
Right. It's a little more work than actually it looks like. It looks like an afterthought. A couple parts he did. He did a fairly decent job in some parts of it. He used mild steel, not galvanized, not aluminized rather, or stainless steel, so it all rusted up. That's kind of a no-no with exhaust systems unless you have it coated. And
I can tell you that every time this car would like go to the track, and then a couple weeks later when I'd fire it up, there would be literally a handful of rust. Not a little bit, a freaking Dixie cup spraying out the back. And I go, damn it, why did this guy not use at least aluminized steel, or upcharge me another $20 for some stainless pipe? And it was just kind of some of the craftsmanship that pissed me off, of why I would never go back to that guy again.
Right. Well, he could have had it all jet hot coated, or
that was the option.
Process.
By the way, that was the option after the stuff was assembled. You want
After
that stuff
assembled.
I go, it's assembled. What do I, so that kind of was a no option at that point.
Well,
but
he used a U-bin section, so he cut U-bin sections up and made that for his bins, and you can see the extra welds he put in here where it's not necessary. it could have had a straight pipe a little bit longer, avoided this section here, and just brought this all together. Some stuff it looks like he did quite a bit of work on. All this here is TIG welded, and then you go back and you see some of the MIG welds, and it just looks kind of hokey. He, you could tell he was kind of into it to start with, and then he kind of lost inspiration. You got some gaps and this and that.
No, I mean, it did all right. Lasted a long time. The new stuff's actually looking way better already. Stainless, the Flowmasters. We're going to try and see if we can get the
Hush
powers on there. If not, we'll go with the race 30s and
race
40s and enjoy the extra loudness of it, because it's all going to sound good one way or the other.
It'll sound great no matter what we put on there. You know, it's going to be a good quality system. You're going to have a lifetime of trouble-free, non-rusting goodness. Just like anything else, you know, the condensation comes out your tailpipe on a new car. We'll do the same thing with an older car. So you really need the stainless steel or aluminized. And now that we have that on your car, it's going to be really good quality stuff, trouble-free, and it should last you a lifetime, really.
Well, hopefully we won't be back we'll bring the next car back, not this one.
Yeah, I don't think this one will be coming back. Hopefully we're done right first time, and well the second time, unfortunately. Yeah. But
hey,
yeah, you should be good to go.
It served its purpose. It lasted probably about 4 years, and
right.
We should have gave it the channel lock test, see if the tubes crunch, like the old muffler days.
Over time, you know, with the rust that comes out of there, it will crunch eventually.
It's good to go stainless. Spend the extra bucks would be my advice.
Absolutely.
And let's wrap it up and we'll let you get back to work.
All right, thanks a lot.
We are here with Big John's son, Big Josh, at Big John's Performance in Valencia, California, whose shop this is that's taking care of our muffler work. We figured that we'd let him have his 2 cents in saying what Big John Performance is all about. Tell us a little bit about your place.
Well, we've been here for 20 years. My dad started the company. We cater to the small and large. We work from tires, tune-ups, mechanical service. We get involved with the enthusiasts. We do exhaust jobs. We do simple maintenance, but it's fun. We have a good time, and
you looks like you have a good crew here.
We have a great crew. We do.
And it's right next to a car wash, so when you get the car all greased up, you roll it over and you go to town, and nobody's the wiser.
We've got a great location with the dealerships here on the street. It's definitely automotive row. We have a real hot spot here. I'm
kind of sad that we missed Big John just because we've been talking about who is this Big John guy, but I guess Big Josh is just as good now.
Well, I'm sure he would have appreciated being here, and I'm glad to be in his spot, and I'm thankful to him. He started a real nice business, and I'm happy to run it for him and try and take care of his business for him.
Well, he's probably damn proud because you're following his footsteps, having fun at his place that he started up.
Thank you, Sandy.
All right, well, let's get back to business.
Josh,
man.
Actually, do you have a website or something you could throw out there?
Yeah, we do. It is BigJohnsPerformance.com. It's actually in the project right now. It'll be up and running here within 2 weeks.
We'll put a link up for you when we do the episode, as always.
That. It's the Big Steve show today.
It is. Steve's kicking ass on the mufflers.
Yeah, he's an excellent mechanic.
Mechanic.
Good. So yeah, you know what? I should rephrase that. He doesn't like being called a mechanic. He's a master fabricator.
A master fabricator, automotive engineer.
That's right.
That sound good?
That sounded great back here.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
You should hear it from back here.
Yeah, it's firing up already.
End of the day here. First of all, I got to thank the team from Flowmaster, especially Steve and Big John's Automotive for badass muffler installation. That shit is freaking artwork, man. And Cam from Flowmaster for the parts and inspiration to get my ass moving and get the car moving. And Matt for showing up and holding the mic.
Thank you very much.
We're gonna back the car up, fire it up, and
what do you think? What do you think it sounds like?
Oh, it sounds freaking great.
A night-day difference on the sound.
The old muffler system with the X pipe and the Class B mufflers that were on there sounded a little tinny, and although rippy sounding, not throaty and loud. This thing has. It sounds like I got a freaking 10,000 RPM big block in there.
It sounded like you added about 30 or 40 cubic inches to the exhaust right there, but it's really not quieter. It still has that race.
Man, I want to tell you, my pants feel bigger. My pants feel bigger, and that's not hard to say, but in this case, I think it's justified.
Would you care to stand over here?
You're fine right there.
Okay, but yeah, it's got the big 3-inch exhaust. I mean, that's going to make it. That's going to increase the sound, and you got the hush powers on there, which is a different muffler.
And the other thing that's really nice is the X pipe, which we won't even call an X pipe because it's more.
We call it a scavenger X pipe, which is a very different style. As opposed to the crossing, like we talked about, it's kind of more of a kissing of the exhaust stream. So it's it's different.
Let's call it the skinny X because it's really like pipes are tight.
It's whatever you want to call it. If you like it,
I think it's a win.
Yeah.
It cleaned up the exhaust system. Probably got rid of 10 pounds of extra pipe that the last guy figured it might need just because I wanted to throw extra pipe.
That's Steve. Steve did a really nice job.
Steve, how is this? An easy one for you?
It was a little bit tricky, just because of the stainless steel and everything else, a little more complicated than doing an aluminized system, but it all worked out good.
I think Steve's really modest, and he did a really, really nice job. I can't thank him enough for, and the Flowmaster folks for doing a great job on my car.
If you're just listening to the podcast, go to the website to check out the video and the photos to see the pictures of this guy's welding work.
We'll get it all up.
Stuff.
Stay tuned for more on CarCast.
Guys, thanks a lot.